What's up, Goomy Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I've made videos like this in the past, but I figured it was time now with Season 4 Reloaded to talk about all the potential one-shot shotguns we have in Warzone, just as a kind of fun video to make, show you guys what's possible, show you some builds you might have forgotten about, and maybe potentially help with some of the misinformation out there, because there's a lot of times where people will claim something is one-shot when in reality it's not. It's not a huge deal. It's just kind of the way of the YouTube with the clickbait titles. Not a huge deal, but I figured I would help since I'm the only one who really covers this kind of stuff. So with today's video, we're going to talk about all the one-shot shotgun potential builds you can make in Warzone thus far. And if I did miss one, make sure to let me know down below in the comments and I'll be sure to go in and test it in game. Alright, so the first on the list, let's just talk about the newest one of the bunch. This is the Olympia. Now the base Olympia, not super great. It's just not really a consistent gun to use outside of like 3 meters. It's not super good. But when you put on the short barrel, it increases your pellet damage. And basically, as long as you're aiming down sights, you have potential to do about like 500 points of damage, which is insane. So the Olympia with the short barrel is in fact a one-shot kill shotgun, as long as you're in its max damage range, which is the really hard part. It's only like 1.4 meters or something, and the spread is super wide. But as long as you hit 3 of those 6 pellets, they're dead. Whether it's hip fire or aim down sights, they're just dead. So it's really fun. It's a nice little secondary to have to swap to real quick to kind of finish someone off. Maybe not as good as some pistols, but it is really fun to kind of clothesline a sweat when they slide into you and you just blast them with this thing. It's a lot of fun. I'll be sure to post little classes on screen if I think it's worth it. For this one, it's pretty easy. You just put on the only attachments it has available, and there you go. There's the one-shot Olympia. Not very far, super widespread, very long reload, but a ton of fun nonetheless. Next up, we're going to go into the pump action category because there's a lot that actually one-shot, and in fact, every pump action in the game, that includes the Marine SP, the Lockwood 680, and the Reclaimer from Modern Warfare 3, and both of the Brysons from Modern Warfare 2 all have a one-shot potential. But the big caveat here is that it's basically only if you hit 5 of your 8 pellets, meaning fully aimed down sights or tac stance at their max damage range. That is the only time they can get a one-shot kill. That's the only time they'll ever do 300 damage. And yes, I am talking 300 health, not 250 or anything like that. In order to get one-shots with any of the pump actions, you have to be in their max damage range, which typically goes from like 1 to 2 meters, depending on the gun. And you have to be tac stance or aim down sights. And all those pellets you hit have to hit the head. That is the only way to get a true one-shot kill with all the pump actions in the game in that scenario. Now, 2 of the shotguns, the Lockwood 680 and the Reclaimer 18, have slug rounds that say they deal 320 damage for headshots, but unfortunately there's a cap in game, so when you hit someone with a headshot, it only caps it to 295, so you can't actually get a true one-shot headshot with this, which is unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. So yes, technically all the pump actions are technically one-shot, but very specific circumstances, which I can probably count the number of times it's happened in both my hands, so like less than 10 times since the Black Ops integration have actually pulled this off successfully with most of the shotguns. I'll flash up a couple builds on screen. My old reliable Marine SP tac stance build is super great, and also the newly buffed Reclaimer 18 is super fun on Resurgence. Very good shotgun. If you're a movement demon, this thing is super fun and really good. Next up on the list, we're going to talk about the Lockwood 300, specifically with the dual trigger with slugs. Now, with the dual trigger before, you guys all remember the Doom shotgun. You could one-shot body shots without slugs, just kind of willy-nilly get super easy one-shot kills. It was really busted at the time. If you remember playing Vondel, it was basically impossible to escape it. But of course, that's not the case anymore. It doesn't actually one-shot with just the base dual trigger, but with slugs equipped, you can actually still one-shot kill people with slugs out to about 5.6 meters, its max damage range. So yes, the Lockwood 300 with the dual trigger with slugs technically is a one-shot kill shotgun, as long as you hit them in the head and you're basically 5 meters away. Not really super practical, but it's a super fun build. In fact, the gameplay you're probably seeing on screen is with the Lockwood 300 and the Olympia as my secondary. The Lockwood 300, I'm basically using a short barrel, the dual trigger, and slugs. Super fun. It tends to crack armor a lot of the times, and I finished them off with the Olympia. I actually won a game with the build, which was really fun. So it is technically a one-shot kill, and it's kind of fun to pair with the Olympia. Have double barrels. It's silly. It's fun. Try it out. Up next on the list, we have the Mark II Carbine Conversion Kit, the JAK Wardens, also known as the Model 1887s. Now, these things still have a bugged damage profile, so they do a little bit more damage at ranges they probably shouldn't be. But with this, if you fire both of them at the same time, meaning one trigger pull each, you basically can, if you're hitting headshots, one-shot someone out to about the 7 to 8 meter mark, which is pretty impressive. It's just not super practical because they're spread to them, and you can't really aim down sights to get a tighter spread, so it's a little unforgiving. But if you put on that Scarlet cylindrical laser and you do hit them in the head, it's going to be a pretty easy one-shot kill because you have basically no spread. It's super fun, but you can't be moving at all when you rock that laser, so something to keep in mind. But yes, this one can one-tap headshots, and I think slugs can too, but slugs suck on this thing. don't bother using them. Use the base gun, don't bother with any of the ammo types, and you're good to go. Up next, we have the aftermarket part for the launcher, the Storm Ender, and this is called the JAK Voltstorm. And all you guys probably forgot about this one, but it's basically like a charged energy shotgun that does in fact have a one-shot kill potential. In fact, it's pretty consistent. As long as you're hitting center mass and you're in its max damage range, which is about 4.6 meters, you can charge it up and actually get a one-shot kill. It's super fun. It's really goofy. It's not like super practical, but it's again one of those things that's super satisfying to clothesline sweats in their pajama pants and just hit them with that one shot down. Super fun. I really enjoy it. It's just not super practical, and you do have to charge it, so it's a little awkward at times. It doesn't have to be super charged, like you don't have to hold it for like a whole second. Just kind of make sure you press it and then let go a little bit after that, and you'll get the one-shot kill. But if you don't hit center mass, it won't one-shot kill. Just something to keep in mind. Now, even though that's basically the whole list, there are the Underbarrel Shotgun attachments you can use. I think the Master Key or the Deputy attachments. And last I checked, they were still bugged and doing like 300 damage randomly, like out of nowhere. I made a video on it a few months back, but you could basically get like 300 damage at ridiculous distances. It was just super inconsistent. Kind of felt like it was random, didn't always work. So it wasn't super practical, but it was hilarious when it did work. But unfortunately, I can't equip them in game, so it looks like maybe someone knew about it and they're just kind of blocking the attachment, but I can't actually rock it in game. Just wanted to point that out in case you were curious. And there you have it. Those are all the one-shot shotguns that I could possibly find that I know of. Again, if I missed one, let me know down below in the comments and I will totally check it out. But overall, I never thought I would see one-shot shotguns in Warzone. After Warzone 1, it was kind of obvious they didn't really want that, unless maybe it was Slugs, like with the combat shotgun. Just wasn't really something they were on board with. But ever since then, they've done a good job of balancing one-shot shotguns like the Olympia with the Storm Ender aftermarket part. It's totally possible to have one-shot shotguns. They just need to have drawbacks and very niche scenarios where that excels, like Slugs hitting headshots, like with the buckshot ones having a really wide spread like the Olympia. It's totally possible, and we have proof with all the new guns that they added and all the buffs to the shotguns that do one-shot headshot and one-shot kill and stuff. It's possible to introduce these without breaking the meta and making them super overpowered. They just need to have clear downsides, clear niches like one-shot headshot Slugs only, that type of thing. So I'm happy to see they're not shying away from it anymore, and I'm glad to see they're embracing it in small ways that don't crazy break things, but are usable and fun and niche in their own way. And that's what it's all about. It's all about fun. So guys, that is just about going to do it for this video. As always, let me know down below in the comments, did I miss any one-shot shotguns? Are there some you want to see get a one-shot buff some way, like maybe Slugs on the Lockwood 680 or something like that? With all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit.
Stay sharp. Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover. I'm loading.
Mission timeline expired. UAV exiting the AO.
I'm reloading. Round moving. You're in the last two. Now finish this. I'm hit. Swapping mags. Mission accomplished. All targets eliminated.